Baccarat for the professional player, full time, or for the side hustler that wants to run in and out, which is what we do recommend, by the way. Don't want anybody to get in trouble with the house, be getting heat over what you're doing. Want you to get your money and go. And we got a little bit of light kind of reflecting on top of the screen there, but it'll be all right. We're at $4,237,442. We got some things to cover on this Sunday night that's turned into kind of a wintry time these days. We actually, in Indiana, all the way down to Bloomington, we got lake effect snow from Lake Michigan from a direct north-south wind that blew the lake effect snow all the way down to Bloomington. It's remarkable. It was 38 degrees a day and snowing like crazy, but better than Chicago. Hey, Joseph Gorecki, how you doing? I bet you got some chilly times up there in Wisconsin tonight. Gil Rary, good evening. Michael Steinfeld and Paul O'Brien, how are you, sir? Welcome, one and all. Going to cover a couple of things tonight with our Baccarat play. I've got our staple of how to get our money. And then I'm going to show you a couple of things you might want to think about to do if you're playing on a table that's kind of buzzsawing you. You want to break it up and do something else for a while. It's always good if things are buzzsawing against you that you can either step out of it for a while and step back in, or you can throw a change up to the hitter. So I got a change up for you tonight to look at. Again, you're not bound to do any of this. I don't even do it myself, but I have done it with some simulations, and we may play around with it tonight. The simulation always shows you some things, and we will see what we're doing tonight. I want to get some folks in the house before we start. Bill Ladders here. Hey, King. I love it. King money. That's what we're doing, Bill. Hope things are going good for you, buddy. Corey Jensen's been making some more money. He even played some Pai Gow poker last night and made some money at that. I think he's got a little bit of the Midas touch or something, because that big man out there in Iowa, he finds a way to make some money, and had a nice telephone call with him today and others. I had some phone calls there I had to catch up on. So we got some folks in the house now coming in, and I'm losing my light. I need some light in here, I think. So I end up turning that light on and off tonight. $4,237,442 is where we are at right now. And so we need a basis for when we start our simulation tonight to know just what happens in case I run into a buzzsaw and it puts me down for a while. We got to figure out how to get back. So let's ask Michael Steinfeld a quick question for tonight. Give us a lead tonight, Mike. I want you to give me the amount of money that you want to win in your session tonight. And I'm going to play a Mike Steinfeld session. You can say $25, $50. You can play $1,000. It's whatever you want, Mike. You tell me, hey, Chuck Ritter, the Badgers are coming to Bloomington on Saturday for you and Joseph Gorecki. They might be wanting to spoil the party down here in Indiana. We'll see how that goes. It's always fun when Wisconsin comes to town because they play their own brand of football. They're having a little bit of tough go this year, but always got a good football team coming out of Wisconsin, out of Madison. So, Michael Steinfeld, how much do you want to play for in your session tonight that I'm going to do it for you? Give me an amount of money. And if you can't come up with one, I'm all right, 150. There he is. So gotta like that. So if we got 150, that means we got a bankroll of 7,500, and we're going for $150. And if we are going for $150, we're going to play $25 units, plus 5 and down 4. So that's plus 125 and down 100. So we are going to, matter of fact, I'm just going to start right in. I don't know. That doggone coach of ours, he goes for the jugular. So you've seen some of the scores. I'd say for Wisconsin, slow this game down, turn it into smash mouth football, which is what they do best. and see can't they grind out some first downs and eat up that clock. So that's what I would, if I were coaching Wisconsin, that's how I would play it. Even if they're down 7-0, I would keep running that ball. I'm going to keep that Indiana team off the field as much as I could. Hey, Gerardo, how you doing? Welcome. We're playing for Michael Steinfeld tonight. We got a session goal of 150, so that means the first bet's 150. And we're just going to go ahead and start right now on the banker because we got a shuffle in here. And so we're not going to wait for one player. We're just going to start with a banker bet. And we're trying to chop 1 and 2. That's what we're doing, chopping 1 and 2 with the banker chopping the player. We got a 150 bet out there because 150 is our session goal. And there's our win, Michael Steinfeld. That's it, buddy. That is it. We started at 4,237,442. Now we're at 585. So that is our 150 minus 5% commission. And that's what we played for. Hey, Trish Graves. Hey, Frank St. Alban. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to show you guys something to do if you want to change things up. Now, I came back across this. This is something that I showed before, and it's having a particular way of playing player, banker, player, player, banker, banker. But the difference I came up with in my simulations today is as you're going through player, banker, player, player, banker, banker, when you win, sometimes we would stay where we were, sometimes we would reset. I have found a stronger way to reset based on the chop is whatever you win at. Let's say like you're playing player, banker, player, player, banker, banker. It's 6 bets before you restart at the top with the player. But if you win on the player, like you win on the first bet player, go ahead and play the banker the second bet. If you win on the player third bet or the player fourth bet, restart at the second bet, which is banker. So you're going to restart opposite of what your win was at the top. Since you got player at the top and banker second, if you win at player, you're going to go back to the banker at the second place. If you win at the banker, you're going to go back to the top and start with the player. So that's what we're going to do for a little while, and I'll just do it the same way with Michael Steinfeld's way of doing it, the 150, and we'll see what kind of damage we can get into with this for a little while. But it's the first bet is player. It's player, banker, player, player, banker, banker, restarting opposite of your win. And surely hope we get a win. So we're at 4,237,585, and we're going to bet 150 on the player, same as Michael Steinfeld recommended. Yahoo, that's right, Michael. I'm going to tell you, that doggone Corey Jensen won $600 every doggone night, and he won like 500 last night playing Pai Gow poker. Delaware Bearing Pai Gow poker. And had all those ties, and he kept playing at it until he got his money. Now, the reason he played Pai Gow is he went to a different casino, and he thought they had Baccarat, and they didn't. And so he just settled in, and he played Pai Gow, he enjoyed himself, and he made the money. Like I said, sometimes he's got like the Midas touch or something. The guy just does win, kind of like Bill Latta and Chuck Ritter. You guys win too. So let's start with the player. This is player, banker, player, player, banker, banker. This is Delaware, starting with $150. And this is going to be up 5 units, up 125, down 100. And let's just play with it and see what we think about it. And I'll try to keep this light on. So there's the win there. So what I'm going to do now is I'm not going to bet anymore. Matter of fact, I'm not going to bet anything. I'm just going to look at this thing and mark down wins and losses. So with that player win now, we went on the player, and we've got our session win again. This was 150 we won minus the commission. Then we won the entire 150 with the player bet using the sequence of player, banker, player, player, banker, banker. This is a way to shuffle up what's going on at the table if you find yourself in a tough time and you don't want to take time off. Then I say throw a change up at the hitter. But ordinarily your Delaware ought to dig you out and get your money, and that is the go-to game. But this game here is something that we came up with a long time ago, the sequence of player, banker, player, player, banker, banker. And the only difference I've done to it is after you win, revert across the other way. So if you won with the banker, go back to the first player. If you win with the player, go back to the second bet, which is banker, and restart there. So this would be a restart at banker, the number 2 slot, since the player won. So this would be a bet on the banker. Then I want to make a no bet, but they didn't let me do it, so I'll bet the tie this time. Okay, well, that's actually won money for us. Who cares? Okay, so this is a banker bet here, and I'll just keep track of it without putting money out there. So there's the banker win. Now that's from the second spot. I'll show you my little diagram here. What this diagram says is if the player wins, you're going to go there. If the banker wins here, you're going to go back up to the player. If the player wins, you're going to go back to the banker. So player, banker, player, player, banker, banker, and you're going to revert based on what you won at to one of these two positions. So that is a banker win. So we're going to bet on the player this time. And there's the win. So all we're doing is winning tonight, but I want you to have that available to you for in the event you do need to throw a change up at the casino if they're starting to get at you a little bit. I did want to add that for those of you who do believe, I don't think any of you guys believe it. For those of you who believe that somebody actually left a casino winning $14 million, then I will ask you, why in the world would Corey Jensen get heat because he won 600 a couple of nights? You're never going to be able to win millions at a casino. They're not going to let that happen to you. And the people that purport to do that are just making money off of influencing. If you find yourself in a position that you're winning $5,000 and $10,000 a day in the same casino over and over again, they're going to bar you. They aren't going to let you just walk out of there with all that money. That's why I advocate the Joey Knish way of winning 200, 300, 400 a night, revolving your casinos. Don't go into the same one all the time. Don't be so well known all the time. In particular, I'm picking on Corey, but because Corey is a mountain of a man. He's easy to see in his bib overalls out there in Iowa, and when he blocks out the sun when he walks up beside you. So he's easy to see, and so he's changing casinos now and trying to do that. And he's also planning a Vegas trip because he's doing so well. He would like to. He's asked me about the Palms. He's asked me about the South Point casinos. I'm telling him about all of those, and I may join him out there. We're yet to decide what we're going to do in this next phase, but we are right now. I guess I'll close by adding this to you. Two things. I never believed too much in coincidences. I've often said, I've been one of the guys that says I've heard of a coincidence, I've just never seen one. But I also do believe imitation is the sincerest form of flattery, and there's some other baccarat people out there right now that are imitating us, and that's okay. I hope they all win. I've not made any bones about not showing this. Yes, he sure is, Chuck. Chuck knows Corey Jensen very well. Two great Midwest guys, all you guys, Ritter and Garecki and Jensen. But a lot of baccarat is popping up on the internet now, much more than ever was before, because a lot of people are becoming familiar with it now. It used to be a strange game. It was an Asian game. No round eye, pale faces wanted to play it because they didn't understand it. And now that they have seen so many of us out here showing this, and in particular, they're watching what we're doing. I'm charging nobody anything. I'm not trying to hold anything back. I show exactly what it is because I don't mind if everybody can go win. Everybody winning, I would like more than anything. I'm just going to tell you, don't go in there and start winning 10 grand. They're going to come right after you. Change casinos, win 400 or 500, do it again the next day. Keep yourself humble, keep yourself disciplined. Always have 50 times your bankroll when you go in. Know that you can run into a buzzsaw. If you've got 50 times your bankroll and you run in a buzzsaw and you want to throw, a change up at the casino, then you can switch to the player backer, backer, and try to get yourself back on track. I wouldn't suggest doing this as solely as the only way as your go-to. I believe the banker chopping the player 1 and 2 is the way to go. I have looked at it 2 and 3 hard, and it is really, really close, and I've not decided whether to switch over to chop 2 and 3. You have less bets. Let's see what it looked like. Look, I got nothing but that. I was hoping we had a little something to look at there, but we don't. But maybe we'll do a chop 2-3 night after tomorrow when we come back and get a look at it. I like it because it's less bets. One of the problems is you end up sitting out a lot, so you really need a crowded table. But we're looking for wins, and that's all we care about. And I also don't mind imitators. I don't mind what's going on at the Casino Income Academy with our friend attorney Jack the attorney. I like what he's doing. Something's going on with the CEG dealer school out there in Vegas that I'm not sure about. And a lot of things are going on with the other influences, Sarasani and Massey, but I watch them both, and the problem with those two is they focus on selection, because selection of bet is where the ego comes from, and they really don't know how to bet the amount anyway. What, how much, and when to bet. They don't know how to do it, and we do when we're showing it all the time. We win with the bet more than anything else. So thanks to all of you guys for tonight. I'll see you night after tomorrow, and maybe we'll do a chop 2-3. But I hope you like getting a little bit of some change up that you could throw at the casino, because I always want you to have plenty of options. So good night to all of you. Thanks for joining, and we will be back with you in about 48 hours.